Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Kaylee Howarth, and I'm the Training and Communications Coordinator at Marigold Library System, and I will be presenting today's webinar, LibraryAware Basics, Creating Custom Branding. What is branding? So branding is the promotion of a particular, the definition is company, but really it's any organization by means of consistent and distinct design. Within LibraryAware, your branding block is the area set aside at the bottom of an item template. And this is just some templates. Not all templates in LibraryAware have branding blocks, but the ones that do has an area set aside, and that area will then feature your logo, your library's logo if you have one, your library name, address, and contact information. And just a couple of examples here we can see on the left is a branding block for a library that does not have a logo, and on the right for a library that does have a logo. And those branding blocks, there's just a form in the back end of LibraryAware that you fill out, and those blocks are then created automatically. What happens though if you need to edit your automatically default branding block? So for this example, we are going to say that now Acadia Library does have a logo and they want to now include that in their LibraryAware branding. So to do that, from the LibraryAware homepage, we select Admin. So in order to do this, even to see that tab, you do have to be an administrator on your LibraryAware account. So you select Admin. On the left, you select Template Management. Then select Branding. And you'll be able to see all branding blocks that have been created for your library. So for this example, we are in Acadia's LibraryAware account, and we can see that all they have is that one default branding block created. So to edit the default branding block, we click on that link where it says Autofill Branding Set. And that's going to bring up this little pop-up, and it's just a form. So you just scroll through the form and fill out or edit any information that you need to. See all of the options there. You can select the font for your branding. You can go through and just edit anything that you might need to. So several of these fields are required fields. So like where it says postal code, you have to enter postal code. It won't let you not have a postal code entered. There we go. So again, what we're doing is adding a logo to our branding. So in the logo area, we click in that box there where it says click to select. And that's going to open up the LibraryAware image selector. So because this is a new logo, we haven't used it before, we haven't uploaded it into LibraryAware before. To do that, at the bottom in the middle is a button that allows you to select an image from your computer. So we'll click on that. And then we just locate our logo image file on our computer and open. And there we can see it's now uploaded our logo into LibraryAware, and then we click on Select Image. We can see our logo has been put into that form there, and we then click on Save Changes. Okay, so now we can see there that our logo is now included in our default branding block. And that's what it would look like then on our flyer item in that branding block area. Now, when the branding block is created, the default branding block, like I said, the postal code is required. So the postal code shows on the item. However, you may not want to have your postal code there because the information being provided, it should likely be for your physical location because it's how people are going to get to you. So postal code isn't really necessary. And then also the library's website URL is shown in a hyperlink format. So that's why it's appearing in blue and it's underlined. But let's say I don't want my postal code on there and I don't want the URL, the library's website address, to appear in that format. Because those are done in the default way, I can't change that by editing the default, but what I can do is, for the branding set, you'll see each style of item will be listed, and this is just because each style of item has slightly different requirements for how the logo or the branding will appear. So what we can do then is edit each of those individually as needed. So because I'm working with flyers and their portrait orientation, that's the one I'm going to edit first. So where it says flyer portrait, there's a little pencil beside it. That means I can edit it. I click on that little pencil. And then I get an edit branding block window that appears. And I can see my branding block listed there in a word style editor. So I can just go through in that editor and edit as needed. So I'm going to remove the postal code and I'm going to change the URL to show as black text and not underlined, just so it fits in with the rest of the block better. Once I've made those changes, I click on the Save Changes button. And this is a little hard to see in the little thumbnails, but you can at least tell right away that the URL is not blue anymore. And there I can see, so this is the same item, and the first one there on the left is how it appeared automatically, and then on the right is how it appears now that I've made those edits to that specific dimension of branding block. Okay, no postal code, URL listed to match the rest of the formatting. But if you want to, you can customize your branding even further, and it's really easy to do using the ready-to-go branding templates that LibraryAware provides. So to access those in LibraryAware, at the top right, if you click on the Help link, your Help menu opens up in a new tab, and you do a search for branding. And then select the option of using LibraryAware's ready-to-go branding templates in Publisher. This is the help page for that. And you can see there, so LibraryAware has 3 ready-to-go branding templates that you can edit. You don't have to worry about the colors or the fonts or the images. All of those are 100% editable. And the 3 options are, that first one there is the clean branding block. The next one is the contemporary branding block. And the third one there is the traditional branding block. If we scroll down a little bit further on that help page, there's a link to take a look at some of the things you can do with these ready-to-go templates. So if you want to look at some examples to help you, to give you some inspiration. And then below that is where you can download the files so that you can then edit the templates yourself. So for this example, we are going to select the clean branding block. It's going to open up a tab window there with your option to download at the top. And it's going to download as a zip file. So you'll just need to extract the files before you can start editing them. So we click on extract. We then select where on our computer we are going to save those files. Okay, and here are the extracted files. So the files that get downloaded, then there are some PDFs of instructions and examples. And then there is a folder of clean publisher files. So clean because it's the clean branding block. And it's a set of publisher files because, again, each of the different types of templates have different requirements. So for each type that you would want to use, you would need to create a specific branding block, a custom branding block for that type. And your next step is to open up the template that you'd like to edit and edit that. It opens up in Publisher. Okay, so we're going to stick with our flyer portrait just because that's what we are using for our examples. We double click on that to open, and it's going to open it in Publisher. So the first thing we're going to do is where it says library name, rather than having text there, I'd rather have my logo. So I'm going to click where it says library name and delete that text box, and then insert my logo. Okay, it's a little hard to tell, but at the top of this template, there is a white bar, a white line. So I'm going to edit that. I'm going to click on it, and then I get my option to format that line. And it allows me to adjust all sorts of things with it. I can adjust the color, the weight, so the thickness of the line. I can have a different style if I wanted to have dots or dashes, etc. Lots of different things I can do with it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make it slightly thicker, and then I'm going to add a second line, and I'm going to make the lines match the colors of my logo, so to tie in with my logo there. So I have now one green and one yellow. If I didn't want any lines at all, I could easily just have deleted that as well. Okay, next up is the contact information that's at the bottom of the block. So I just click there, and it's just a text box. So once I click in there, I can edit as needed. So I've now changed the color of the text. I've changed the font to match my logo, and then I've edited the information to be my library's address and contact information. The last thing I'm going to do is the background color, because that blue is just not working with my logo colors whatsoever. So I select page design, it's at the top left there, and then on the right is my option for background. Okay, if I just wanted to change the color to be a different color, I would click on the option of more backgrounds at the bottom there, and it would allow me to then adjust my color. But for this example, I don't want a background color at all. I feel it takes away from the aesthetic of the block because I have two strong colors with the logo already. I don't want any background at all, so then I just select no background. Okay, and then there I can see my completely edited custom branding block. My next step then is because I can't load publisher files into LibraryAware, I need to save it as an image. These are the instructions here, but don't panic. You don't have to write all of this down. These instructions are all listed on that help page, that LibraryAware help page, where we got the branding block files from. All of the instructions you need on how to edit and how to save are all listed on that page. So once we save it as an image, we will need to load that image into LibraryAware. So in LibraryAware, in our admin panel, we again go to Template Management. We select Branding. And then again, we're going to just edit the individual instance, the individual type format of item. So we're choosing our flyer, portrait orientation. We click on the little editing pencil. And when the editing window, the edit branding block window appears, we then select the second option listed, which is use the following image for the branding block. And then we select choose file. We locate the image file that we saved. We locate that on our computer and we open. And then we select save changes. So now, in order for our item, previously made items, to now show that branding, we have to actually switch out the previous branding that was in it. So we open up the editor for our item. This is our flyer here. And on the left-hand side, we select branding, and then our branding block will appear there, our custom branding block. We click and then drag it over so that it fills in that branding block area at the bottom of our item. Okay, so there it is. Our custom branding block is now in our item. We can then save our item. And then we can see here. So on the left was our original branding that we were using with the logo. And on the right is our new custom branding block. Well, thank you for joining me today. And I hope you get a chance to play and have some fun with this. Hope everybody has a great day. Talk to you again soon.